Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to this pregame chat. I'm going to give everybody just a second or a couple minutes to log on here. And sorry about the late arrival. I had some issues going on in the household and such, but nonetheless, we are here. So I'm going to give everybody just a few minutes to log on. Thank you for joining us as always here on Scarlet and Great. So let's wait just a moment to get some people in here. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Please comment where you are watching from, and we will take just a second to get the audience numbers up. We're going to talk pregame Buckeyes versus Hoosiers, night game in South Bend, night game on the road for the Buckeyes. Thank you guys. Hey guys, what's up? We have Sue. She's here, our famous sideline supporter / MD. She gives us all the medical information that we need for the teams to make these accurate calls. We got our guys in here, Tony, Jason from Memphis, Tennessee in the house. Thank you so much for joining us here, guys. Buckeyes versus Hoosiers pregame chat. Again, we got a big one tonight. It feels like it's been forever. I hate bye weeks. When I'm president of the United States, I'm going to make them illegal. No bye weeks. Just play games for my entertainment. I don't care if you need to rest. Ryan Day actually talked about that. Talked about how, people always talk about, after the bye week, everything would be better. Ryan Day actually talked about capturing momentum, right? And the team was in a really good place, and you have to actually keep the momentum going. That's one thing I was maybe worried about. How do you guys feel about the bye week? Do you think that this is a good thing? It was well timed, or how that team was really cooking? Would you rather just kept your foot on the gas? Let me know how you feel if you rather have your foot on the gas to really get this team humming. Again, if you guys are not subscribers to the show, please subscribe. We ask for 3,500 subscriptions by October 30th next week in the Penn State game. I actually will be there. If you guys happen to be in Columbus, come by the Menace to Sports tailgate before the game. I'm going to be there. And then I through the VetTix Foundation, I actually got some free tickets to the game. So that was really great. So please subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Bye weeks are momentum killers. That seems to be the thought by some. Tony says he agrees he would rather keep his foot on the gas for this. I would also say the same thing because the team was really humming. You got Penn State coming to town who didn't look great, but watch them look. Sean Clifford will obviously look like Joe Montana next week against the Buckeyes. That's how it seems to go, right? So you have to watch out for that. It's obviously a night game. They'll be up. They'll be, hey, we lost these, two straight now, but let's save our season by knocking off the Buckeyes. They'll be up. That'll be their Super Bowl. So it'll be a huge matchup. But tonight, we can't get caught looking ahead. Broken momentum, right, from the momentum that we were building. And Indiana maybe a step up in some levels. At least they have a nice defense. And they gave Michigan State a heck of a game last week. And they're trying to save their season. So maybe a bump in competition. Their record, I think they're better. They played better last week than their record shows. So, you have all those factors going to this game. This game can be a little bit of a trap game because you've circled coming into Penn State next week. And then last week was a bye week. Again, momentum crushed. So I wonder, is this a little bit of a trap game? We have a score prediction from Scott Werner, 56-10. Bye week is okay. Let's gets us healthy. I hope so. Also, speaking of healthy, Mayan Williams is supposed to come back. Obviously, I don't think he'll be the starter, but he will come back. I agree. Day keeps us focused and playing hungry football. So this is what I am. This is what I'm big on about Mayan coming back. Although I do love Master Teague. Master Teague is a different kind of runner than Henderson and Williams. He's not the agile guy. It seems we like to call plays where sometimes there's a free rusher, but we climbed up to the next level to knock people downfield. And you just hope that your running back can cut back or he's quick enough to miss that free rusher. Teague isn't that back. Teague's the guy you just got to put a hat on a hat and try to get him a hole and let him go downhill. So when he comes in relief duty, we don't really change the play calls, and that can sometimes hurt his run style. With Williams in the lineup, we can call some of the same plays that we call with Henderson, run the same offense, and we don't kill any momentum. So that looks to be big. I think he will be back. It says Teague is out today. No, I did not know that. Is that an injury? I did not know that Teague was out today, but what a good thing to have Mayan Williams back, right? What a good thing to have Mayan Williams back. Thank you for the new subscription, Cowtown. Always, please subscribe to the channel as we ask. 3,500 subscriptions by Penn State. We are at 33 and some change right now, so please help us pump this up. Did anybody watch the Penn State game? Wow. So, Scott, you bring up a good point, but like I said, next week, I think they play differently. It's their Super Bowl, as they say. That'll be a lot different game, I believe. Night game, they'll be up. We're not lucky enough to get that version of Penn State, right? They have a good front seven. They have a good defense, right? So I think that can cause some problems. It'll be a really good test for CJ Stroud in this offensive line. To see a bump up in competition. But that Penn State game, guys, was so bad. So bad. This is Illinois was a one-win team, now a two-win team. It is so bad. I tweeted this earlier. I think this is the worst day in Penn State football history. Can you guys think of any day that might be worse than this for Penn State football? This is the worst day in Penn State football history, bar none, right? It's not even close. There's no other event in Penn State's football history, not even going back 100, 200 years, certainly nothing recently, that is more embarrassing than this 9 overtime 2-point conversion failure loss to Illinois. Worst day in Penn State football history. I want to, I'll take anybody's thoughts on that for sure. Unavailable list, no reason given. Okay. That is strange. It must have been maybe an injury sustained in practice. I couldn't imagine anything else other than that. So what do you guys think about this game? Are you guys thinking, you come out hot? Because I am a little bit worried about having to find your footing. It's bye week. You kill a little momentum. The team was really cooking, again, looking ahead to Penn State. So do you come out with your foot on the gas? I think that there will be a little bit of, okay, let's get back into this, maybe a 3-and-out, maybe something ugly, and then find our footing again. And then hopefully you open up. Look, this team offensively is just so good. You see what happens with Penn State when your offense isn't that good and you rely on all defense. Eventually, you just get put in a bad situation. You just get put in a bad situation when your team is defense only. We kind of have the opposite problem, except the defense is okay now. It's not great. It's okay. This offense is so good. I'm trying to make a case that Indiana can really make this a ball game. But this offense is so good. And I know, they got McFadden and a few players on defense. Indiana's a decent defense. They are. But I just don't see how you hold them back. You'd have to really have some bad offensive mistakes. This team would have to beat itself more so than Indiana beating it, I believe, because this offense is so good that even though the defense will let a few things through that they shouldn't probably, I just don't see how, again, unless Ohio State comes out flat from the bye week, I just don't see how a way. What's the path for Indiana's victory here? I will say this. Given the way college football is gone today, maybe I should hold my tongue. Given the way college football is gone today, here's another thing. Ohio State can kind of thrust itself back into the conversation. They're number 5 in the AP pool, but people like Josh Pate has a power ranking that basically says who would Vegas, favor. And they have Ohio State 3rd, and I think that's accurate. I think this can thrust Ohio State back, maybe into the top 2. Alabama probably takes care of business today, right? But it's such a weird day, right? Oregon's probably pulling away from UCLA right now. Penn State loses to Illinois. Oklahoma loses to Kansas. And I know what you're going to say. That's a loss. That's a loss. Needing that call late. That last touchdown should have had. That's a lot. Kansas isn't. It's not like losing to Purdue. It's not like losing to Illinois. Kansas is really bad. I think in a lot of offensive ranking, I think they were like 129th out of 130 in college football. Kansas is really bad. That was a loss. So Oklahoma loses, Penn State loses. This is a weird day in college football. The Buckeyes maybe can separate themselves from the pack tonight. Oh, UCLA only down by 3, 4 minutes left. UCLA made a little run, I guess. There was a terrible call earlier in the game where the UCLA punter got his helmet ripped off. It was a turnover block punt for Oregon, but they ripped the helmet off. They called targeting. They had to pick up the flag because it wasn't really targeting. It was like face mask or just personal foul. But since they called targeting and not face mask, and it wasn't targeting, they had to pull the flag completely and give the ball to Oregon. It was terrible. Officiating is terrible. Indiana has not beaten Ohio State since 1988. They have never beaten Ohio State in my lifetime. I know the fellow who said this. He and I think I know I was born in 1988. He may have been too, 88 or 87. They would have, if they beat them in 88 in the football season of 88, that means I would have been a baby. I would have been probably just, 6-ish months old last time Indiana beat Ohio State. I'm not sure exactly how that could go down this time. Again, this team just seems uber talented. I think that was the Earl Bruce era, if I'm not mistaken, late 80s after Woody Hayes. Interested in your guys' thought on who you think the player of the game is on offense, not named CJ Stroud. Do you think it's a Henderson takeover? Do you think it's a hot hand Mayan Williams can maybe supplant him? Do you think Garrett Wilson goes off? Do you think CJ Stroud goes off? Yeah, it's really hard to pick with the receivers, right? Because what you really do with Garrett Wilson, it's usually like intermediate. He's a destroying people, maybe one intermediate-ish / deep ball game. And then Olave just blows everything up because he gets 2 deep balls every game because he's so dang fast. And then you look at the stats and it looked like he maybe had the better game, but it's subjective when you watch it. You got a cheat code in Garrett Wilson because of his route running and his ability to go up and get the football. So he's an intermediate nightmare. And then Olave's speed is just such a separation factor in his route running as well. So he gets so much separation that you have, and then you have JSN who can get your third option who can have 100 yards on any given day. It's really hard to predict. Jay, with a comment like that, you better subscribe to the channel. Jay says, Quinn Ewers, player of the game, achy breaky heart. I had heard, I think it was Dan Hope that tweeted this. He said that if we didn't get that last pick 6 against Maryland, that Quinn Ewers was going to go in on the next drive. That's not me trolling. I troll sometimes. That's not me trolling. I don't know. Henderson, 250-yard game. Scott, calm down, man. It's only 7:08. Maybe he does. That's a good. Watch out for McFadden today. Seriously, watch out for McFadden today for Indiana. I think he's a middle linebacker. He's a nice player. He's a really good player. Wilson today. Sue's vote Garrett Wilson player of the game, and she just informed us, our sideline reporter, Miss Sue Sazbo. I'm going to mess the pronunciation up, Sue. UCLA picked off Oregon in the end zone, so I'm guessing Oregon was going to maybe ice the game. And that's huge for the Fighting Chip Kellys there. Olave with 3 touchdowns. People here are, really throwing it in your face. Ewers, no travel roster. So I am guessing you guys are instead of saying Ewers didn't travel, tell me who you think is going to be the player of the game. I'd have to know more about the corners to know who I think, it's just it's probably, I'm going to say Olave just because he hasn't had a game in a while that is jaw dropping. last week, I get it, he had 2 deep touchdowns, but it was like Garrett Wilson's game. Again, Olave just got behind somebody. I am in the opinion that Wilson is a more complete receiver, but Olave is just absolutely a monster too. So I'll say he's player of the game. So UCLA is driving with 3 minutes left. I think everybody's taking care of business. Last I checked, Ole Miss was handling LSU. Pittsburgh continues the spiral of Clemson. Pitt looks like to be a pretty nice team. Good for them. Good for Pat Narduzzi, the guy that used to give us fit while he's defensive coordinator at Michigan State. So he has Pitt, if he's still there anyway, he has Pitt looking nice, handing Clemson another loss. It seems that Ohio State may have broken the Clemson football program. I don't know of anything else that really looks like it's outside of the norm. So let me see. On defense, how many points do you guys think the defense gives up? Because I'm over here thinking that this is not a great Indiana offense. I heard that Tuttle may not play. I don't know who's taking snaps for Indiana. The game has been so long. The day has been so long and drawn out. I'm not sure who's taking snaps. I've heard Tuttle might be out, which was the backup. So I don't know who's even taking snaps. Last year, their offense was really good because they had 3 really good receivers and they just kind of throw the ball up. They couldn't run the ball though. Now they only have one of those receivers left. I think it's Freifogel who's still there, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. So who is how many do they give up? It's just hard to imagine. Now this Indiana team can't run the ball either. They're not very good at running the ball. So it's hard to imagine them throwing. Our corners are the bright spot of the defense. I know the defense isn't great, and I know they allow some stuff in the intermediate and the seams to the tight end, and I know the QB pressures hasn't been great. So Kim says 17. I think that's actually a really good guess because 17 says we're not all the way fixed. We're not lights out like we should be against an offense like this, but we are improving. And yeah, we allowed 17. Shoot us. We allowed 17. We scored, against this defense. It's a good defense. So you might score only 38 today. I think that's a really good educated take by Miss Kim there. Give up 14. So Ryan says something like that in the same vein, a couple scores. Let me ask you this. What would it take for you to say like, oh, I'm a believer? This defense is fixed and this is probably the best team in the country. Would it need a shutout or would it be 1 scoring drive or less? Like, where are you guys thinking on that? Because obviously that's what this defense needs. And I wonder what we can do with the bye week because there's a lot of moving parts with this defense. You see Marcus Williamson. Remember him, the nickel corner from last year, playing box safety now? He's like the 3rd linebacker sometimes. Tony says 13 or less points to really believe in him. I understand that. Marcus Williamson kind of being the bullet / box safety. You have Ransom and Hickman or Ransom and Shaw playing the higher safeties. So that is really, really interesting, the moving parts. Pallier Naote coming in. Will the bye week allow him to learn more and come and play that Mike or Will linebacker spot? That remains to be seen. Craig Young was a guy that looked to get kind of that safety alley defender type reps. Is he going to get more reps now that you have a bye week? That's a lot of talent that's yet to be thrown into the field. Did the bye week help improve that? And then all of a sudden start, shutting guys down. Is Tyreek Smith back yet? Tyreek Smith would help some pass rushing ability. Quick break, guys. Please subscribe to the channel. If you have not, help us get 3,500 subscriptions by October 30th. That's the Penn State game next week. Come say hi to us at the game or at the Menace Sports tailgate, charging on lane. Braxton Miller be there, myself, Zach Smith. It'll be a lot of fun. Those are always a good time. Subscribe to this channel. We'll have Coach in the Bullet, Zach Smith and myself breaking down college football. A lot of humor, a lot of good entertainment, and good analysis in the football world. So subscribe if you're a huge Buckeye fan. Just a second here. I see I have an unread comment. Let's see. Has anybody heard they are down there to corners are Can anybody translate this for me? Or Scott, can you translate this for me? Hey, have anybody heard they are down there two? I think you mean two corners are out. Starting corners are out for Indiana, I think is what you're saying. If that's the case, that is pretty telling. If their two corners are out, but riddle me this though. Does it really matter? Like, so what's that mean? Wilson and Olave and Smith and Jigba we're going to get 3 yards of separations on the starting corners, and now they'll have 5 yards of separation. You know what I mean? Like, does it even matter too much? I guess does that mean just Smith and Jigba will go off? I don't know. Because you put the third guy on the outside who'd cover him. Who knows? Who really knows about that? So that's huge. I would originally say it was huge, but I think this defense is so outmatched anyway going against our offense. Ryan says 14 points or less and 4 sacks would make him believe. That would probably do it. The 4 sacks thing, right, Ryan? Because we haven't seen that yet. We've seen the 4 sacks. We've seen getting home a lot, causing disruption a lot. Zach Harrison caused an interception with his pressure, yada, yada. But we haven't seen guys just throwing the quarterback down 4 times. How about this? 4 sacks from the D-line. That would be really nice. And some of them from the defensive ends, finally. That's what Sue said, the same thing. Starting corners are out. Starting corners are out for Indiana. So again, but does that make a huge difference? A huge bit of difference? Like Wilson and Olave were going to be wide open anyways, and just be more open now. I don't know. Do you run to the perimeter more because you can get around the edge more? So it will be interesting to see if this team comes out flat, though. The biggest thing, like I said, from the bye week. It is 7:16. I'll probably sit on here just a few more minutes to get everybody settled into the game. Maybe Marvin Harrison plays tonight. Yeah, I mean, it's odd that we're so deep at receiver and we don't go that deep, you know? Maybe we're not as deep as we think. Maybe Marvin Harrison and Julian Fleming, I know he's hurt, but and the rest of the guys are good for freshmen and good for sophomores, but we're just not ready. We've always thrust 6 deep in the game when we've had them. It is odd that this year we're not thrusting this guy in the game. Maybe he's just really good for a freshman, but he's not quite ready. But yeah, if you got backup corners out there, do you wait and see when they sub their 3rd corner in, which is their 5th, that you go ahead and roll him out there to protect and rest your players? So that's something to see. Sue says Julian Fleming's also available and traveled with the team. That'll be nice. I wonder if I do think maybe he's probably been leapfrogged in his time off by Marvin Harrison Jr., but we'll see how deep we can go. Real quick, you guys, what are you guys eating for the game? My wife does this my wife and her wife duties this year. Those of you who don't know, we had a baby, moved up here, new job. Wife's staying at home now. Her wife game, since she used to be a teacher, staying at home, her wife game, perfect. She is on Saturdays. Let's watch this football with me all day. Does she always cooks something too for the game. And if it's a Buckeye game, no bye week, it's a buffalo chicken theme because she knows I'm a spicy chicken fiend. Today is buffalo chicken nachos and chili, and the chili's got chorizo and spice. Guys, do me a favor. Put in your chili, put chorizo and spicy Italian sausage and not just ground beef. Put some ground beef too and put a bunch of different peppers. It's a game changer in chili. Zach Smith told me that, showed me that, and it is a game changer. So what are you guys eating for the game? Sue says chili as well. Big old girl stepping up her wife game. That is right. She is a large woman. She's a 215-pound long haul trucker, and she is really stepping up her wife game recently. Please subscribe to the channel. Again, please subscribe to the channel. What are you guys enjoying for the game before we get off here? And any questions before we get out of here? Somebody says UCLA driving, 105 left. They're on there. You're killing me. Oregon just picked off UCLA. Game over. Well, good and bad for the Buckeyes. Guys, don't worry about Oregon getting in over the Buckeyes because of the head-to-head win. They keep doing this. They keep not looking great. We're going to have 4 top 20 wins at the end of the season. It's going to be fine. The committee will reward that. You win out, you're in. Don't worry about what happens. You win out, you are in. Anything else for us before we go, guys? I always appreciate this chat. Come back after the game. There will be a post-game show with Florida Corey, and maybe I will join as well. There will be a post-game show. It seems like after the game, there's a lot of reaction. New camera angle looks good. One, when have I ever not looked good on camera? Please tell me that. 2, this is actually a mistake. My nice camera is over there, but I think I forgot to charge the battery, so I'm stuck on the webcam. But yeah, what the heck? We'll roll here, and you get to see you get to see the assault rifle and the AR-15 here on the wall. So how about that? Anybody got anything to say before we go? Please come back, subscribe to the channel, and come back next time. After the game, Florida Corey will be here. Maybe I'll jump in with him. It just depends. Go Buckeyes, enjoy. And Bill is making a face at me. Bill didn't tell us what he was eating, and he's making faces. Not a nice guy. Boo that man. All right, guys. Have fun. Go Bucks. Enjoy the game. Scream, root hard. Hope you have a great time. See you right back here after the game.